Okay, hi everybody. So I'm Dan Brookman. I'm the CEO here at Airship. We're asked today to help with some customer journey information, and Sam Brown, who loves to land me in things last minute, thought it'd be a great idea if I did a quick Zoom about the subject and recorded it, so we can share it out afterwards. So what I've done is just pull together some slides to run through for you today. And I'm going to get on with that now. And hopefully this will be nice and quick and hopefully give people a little bit of help in thinking about customer journeys and segmentation and the value exchange and stuff. So here we go. Let me just see if I can make this work. So first things first is I have to think a little bit like a customer and ask, what is it in it for me? And when we're talking about data and how a customer might engage with you, obviously there's lots and lots of different ways for it to do that. It's going to have a cat just wandering right now. Okay, it's not coming over here. So there's lots and lots of different ways for customers to engage. The key for it, for me, is around the customer value exchange and actually bundling up your data collection efforts around something that has some purpose. So it's very easy to understand. And we do this for quite a lot of different people. There's a couple of examples here. So we've got things like the Leon Lovers Club, we've got the Byron Club, there's something there with Ego's Club Offers, the Friends of South Street Kitchen, and really it's all about the brand. So it's just about how you lay out or set out your stall for your consumer so that they understand why they're going to give you their data and what's in it for them. So make sure that that's nice and easy and it's not overly complicated, and be clear with the messaging across all of those different platforms where you collect data from. Go big quite early with that. And a really good example of this is Turtle Bay have just done a free £10 gift voucher through their website, just on a splash page, and really looking to lift their data. Because what we've seen from 2020 is that obviously list size has been decimated because you've not had all of that booking data coming through and all of that Wi-Fi data and feedback data. And although there's new technology that's come in, it's not replaced to the same volume the old technology where people were actually in venues. A really good value exchange will be very easy for a customer to understand, but also operationally your teams. So when a customer comes in with a voucher or when they make a booking on the back that they've had a birthday email from you, all your team know what that's about, because there's nothing worse than it being quite disconnected. And also there's sometimes people go too far with this stuff as well. So they will just collect too much and then not put it to use, and also make the journey of signing up too difficult for people. So just make sure it's relevant as to what you collect. Keep it local and on brand. So we recommend that you store your data on an individual location basis. Obviously, data is collected in that way, but even if you have a sign-up form, like a sign-up for your newsletter on the website, really you want to collect a favorite venue from that so that you can market from individual venues, or you can market as a whole brand. But if you find that you end up with a pot of customer data kicking around that actually doesn't relate to a specific location, sometimes in campaigns that can be quite complex. You can also, when you collect data from individual locations, those email templates that you have, you can think about pulling that data in dynamically into those email templates. It could be local managers' information, or it could be specific URLs that then when people click them, they go through to the booking page on that particular website for that particular venue. And again, I think that something really what we're really quite bad at as an industry is actually a really nice seamless digital journey, because what generally happens is that you click an email and it goes through to a dumb landing page which doesn't know who the customer, doesn't know anything about them, and then they really sort of starting from scratch as far as picking their location that they want to book for, the context that they're booking in. And you can be quite smart with that within those customers, within those templates and those emails, depending on how you store the data. Number two, So automation used to be a little bit of a dream, and now it's very much a reality. And a customer should really be receiving around 40 to 60 emails a year across all of the different customer journeys. And obviously, the job for you is to keep the content up to date once those journeys have been set up. And again, it's something that we see quite a lot, that people get quite lazy with, is that they set up those initial journeys, but then they don't put the measures in place to see how successful they are. And then they just let those journeys run and run and run without actually reviewing the content. And then all of a sudden, somebody will get somebody generally more senior will get a piece of content which they'll be like, why are we still sending that? And you actually need to make sure that you're reviewing all of that content on a monthly basis. You think about all of those key revenue opportunities as well across the board, because it used to be just about a walk-in or a reservation, and now there's lots and lots which we'll come on to, and use all available mediums, so SMS, push, email. And thinking back to that value exchange, think about that. And because you in your CRM, you should be collecting the data transactionally by customer, so booking data or voucher data, whatever it might be. Those journeys should be smart, so make sure that you're suppressing customer journeys against future booking information, or against just, it could be feedback data, that you're not basically giving the customer a bad digital experience because you're not using all of the data that's coming in to your CRM. So some customer journey types here. And what we kick off with really is a welcome email. And a welcome email should welcome that customer, no matter the source of data collection. So it could be they've come in through order pay, it could be they've come in through click and collect, they could have come in through a website campaign, they could have come in through Wi-Fi or booking. If they've never existed on your database previously, then what they should be doing is dropping into the welcome journey. And that welcome journey should be 6 or 8 emails over the first 6 weeks. If you think, if you put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's operating an e-commerce platform, and think about the emails that you get when you are online and you're shopping online and you put something in your basket and you buy something the first time, the emails that you get after that time. So the welcome journey is triggered by a timestamp as the first time that you engage with a customer, and immediately the customer should be getting something if they've ticked a box to engage, and that should be welcoming them to your brand and laying out what you're on about, what the brand stands for, and what they can expect from you. And then it should be followed up quite quickly with an engagement email that also might include some segmentation questions in it as well. So something immediate, then something 24 hours later, and then 3 days later, it might introduce something else that you stand for within your brand. It could be around sustainability, it could be around your team, it could be around community, but it basically, you slowly introduce the brand story to them over a series of emails, and that might be introducing them to private hire rooms that you've got available. It could be talking about a new location that's coming online. It could be a message from the CEO. It could be talking about ingredients. It could be letting them know that you've got a cook at home kit. There's loads and loads of different things, but the welcome journey just lets that lets you tell that story. The next thing, simply birthdays. Birthday emails have been delivering tons of revenue for operators for years and years. The smarter thing nowadays to do is to do big birthdays with different content. So an 18th, 21st, 25th, 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th. They have different content. Start your journey early if you've got something to sell. So if you've got an area that people can book for their birthday, whether it's for 20 people, 50 people, 12 people, start that early. And certainly around big birthdays, people tend to book well in advance. So make sure that you are letting people know that you've got something on, a nice clear call to action. Generally, when it's for a bigger booking, you might not want to send it through to a generic booking form. Maybe you want to send it through to an inquiry form. Maybe you want to include somebody's email address, so that actually there's a more of a personal feel to that big booking. And then what you do is you count down. So you start maybe at 56 days, then at 40 days, then at 32 days, 24 days, 14 days. And then what you're doing with those is you're suppressing against anybody that's booked, but you're also they don't all have to be about birthday. It can start with, hey, have you got something to, are you looking to celebrate, and count down from there. So birthdays, nice long birthday journey, a non-sales message on the day of the birthday. Again, mixing up those different sales opportunities within that birthday. They might want to buy an at-home kit. They could want to book a big space. It could be that they're just going to buy something and celebrate in their office with their teams. So just give them those opportunities. The next slide's a little bit around re-engagement, which is really important after the year that we've had. Next, we've got retention and list hygiene. So we recommend a do or die email at 6 months out. So if a customer's not read your email for 6 months, they've not opened an email for 6 months, we recommend a do or die email. Now, after this year, we probably recommend that pushes to 12 months, or you do a re-engagement campaign. But a do or die email basically helps you keep your list clean. So if you've got 100,000 email addresses, and you've got a certain percentage that haven't ever read your emails or haven't read them for a period of time, what Hotmail and Gmail and Yahoo have are what we call trap addresses, and those trap addresses sit in CRM lists and email lists, and Hotmail purposely don't clean those off. They don't hard bounce them or soft bounce them. They just leave them there, and it's to catch out email senders who aren't cleaning down their lists or sending do or die. So a do or die email basically should be a really strong subject line, a really strong offer, and basically say, we've noticed you're not reading our emails. No problem. If you want to carry on receiving them, that's great. But if you want to unsubscribe, then click unsubscribe. And then if the customer doesn't open that, they're automatically flagged on the database, so you don't send to them. And the purpose of that is that you don't get on the naughty list with Hotmail and Yahoo, and Gmail and BT Internet and all of those providers. It means that your emails will get through. You'll get a higher overall open rate because your IP reputation, even on shared IPs, will be really good. The next bit is around frequency and POP. POP is proof of presence, and that's basically where a customer's had a digital signature. I'm going to come on to that. That includes a little bit around rewards, and the measurement of rewards. And then finally, feedback. So lots of platforms integrate to trigger out feedback emails for people like Feed It Back. What you want to do with those, though, is ensure that you have one email journey going out from one platform that covers all of those touch points. So you don't want to be sending emails to customers based on order and pay, based on Wi-Fi, based on booking. You want one email that's just based on a single interaction with your brand. Otherwise, it can have a negative effect on that customer experience if you're asking them again and again, and potentially they've already given feedback, and you need to understand that. So lapsed customers. This year, obviously, there's a lot of lapsed customers. Lots of customers haven't been to locations. So I think that what we're going to do in January is talk about this a little bit more. But for now, I think that what you need to be doing is planning a campaign to engage customers that you've not seen over the last year. And you can do that through your emails and through different channels as well. And also what we recommend is that you take that CRM list that you've got, that data list you've got, you upload it into social media and you do some lookalike audiences, because I think what we'll be looking to see is people will be looking to build databases and of new customers where older customers may have changed their behavior and might not come back. It's also might be the case that people have changed jobs or been made redundant, so actually have not got access to email accounts they used to have. But obviously you want to re-engage those lapsed customers more than just letting them go. Covered this. Really remember to include all your revenue opportunities. You've got lots and lots of different revenue opportunities. So if you include those in your customer journeys, it basically means that you're you're pushing each of those revenue opportunities. And I think that's really important around technology and the use of technology. So for click and collect and order and pay, for delivery, takeaway stuff, where you've got those different revenue opportunities, just including them in those welcome journeys. Even the birthday journey can say, oh, you're not looking to go out to celebrate, why don't you buy an at-home kit? So it's just thinking about what the different angle is for each of those journeys to make sure that you're covering those revenue opportunities. Obviously, it could be selling a gift card or giving a promo code so somebody can buy a gift card a little bit cheaper. Yeah. Number 3, so don't blow your mind. There's loads of data out there. And I think what's really important around this is the types of information that you get from each of those data sources. So there's just a mountain of it. And I think if you're starting, don't dive too deep into this. Start with the basics, get that right first, plug in those different data sources, and then get smarter with those journeys could be based on whether people, what they're buying. It could be based on lifetime customer value. It could be based on what people are spending with you. It could be based on how many times people are engaging. Everything from pay at table here all the way around to customer feedback for Airship is what we call a POP, a proof of presence. And what that allows us to do is basically understand the frequency and recency of visit to a location. And we use that to drive loyalty and rewards. So don't think too much at the start about this. Think about it once you've got your customer journeys going, and when you come around to refining them, think about it then. Just a quick word on Deliveroo and Uber Eats here. So Deliveroo obviously have now given the ability to collect data as an opt-in on the purchase. Now, you don't find out what people have bought. It just gives an opt-in on Deliveroo that says, do you want to sign up for information from Wagamama or Byron or whoever it might be? So talk to your Deliveroo account manager about that. And obviously what that will do is help you segment customers that have come from that channel as well, which is a really strong thing from Deliveroo. It's a really powerful change that they've made in the last 90 days. So new technology reaches more customers, so you can think about loyalty and rewards. And what we've seen over the last couple of years is obviously more and more technology coming in. You saw those 15 different touch points. And what that enables you to do is to think about customer journeys around recency and frequency of visit. And this really simple table here, what this shows is a number of visits by a number of customers. And then an overall visit. So what we've got here is 17,500 visits in a period, visiting 43,000 times. Those people that visited once, 11,000, right the way up to those people that visited 10 or more times, which is 610. So 3.5% of the 17,000 actually make up 33% of the visits. Those are your super customers. And everything around, and e-commerce do this incredibly well. But for hospitality, it's based basically on a digital signature against an interaction type. So it could be order pay, it could be Wi-Fi, it could be booking, it could be feedback, it could be click and collect, it could be a single voucher redemption, it could be a gift voucher redemption. There's all of these different types of engagement. And what it enables you to do is basically segment your data into 6 segments or however many you want, where you've got prospects, bronze, silver, gold, platinum and lapsed, and then you can automate journeys based on customers that meet different segments as they drop in them. And a customer can only belong to one. So a customer drops into the prospect segment, they've joined online, they've engaged with a campaign socially, we've not got a visit occasion yet. They visit and then they drop into bronze. And the bronze visit occasion is a customer that's had one visit in the past 7 days, for instance. Once they're in there, you can then trigger broadcasts to those customers to engage, to get them to come more often. And, going back to that first slide around segmentation, it's at that point, you could be asking people if they're a corporate customer, if they're a visitor, if they're a tourist, if they live and work in the city, whatever those questions are that help define those strategies. But the frequency segmentation and automation basically will enable you to drive more visits from your customers over a period of time, or more purchase occasions. Because thinking back to 2020, and the entrepreneurial nature of hospitality, the cook at home kits, all of those different things that restaurant brands are now doing, you've obviously got much more opportunity to sell to customers. That's how the frequency and recency stuff works, and POP, and how you can think about the proof of presence from those different data sources, and potentially doing a nice little surprise and delight rewards journey, or a loyalty journey from that frequency data. There's a load more information that provides easy opportunity to drive sales, but just remember, collect only information that actually delivers your strategy. Don't go too deep, otherwise it will trip you up. You can always come back to this and then think about the segmentation. And from those different data points that you've got, the booking, the Wi-Fi, the click and collect, all of those, you get day of week, you get time of day, you get assumed spend or known spend. You know from Feed It Back, from Yumpingo, from HGEM, that whether somebody's a promoter, a passive or detractor through Net Promoter Score. You can collect the occasion through your booking platform with Collins or Res Diary, where you know the occasion, you know how many guests, and you know how many bookings people have had. And then finally, when you want to enhance it, you can look at survey data and spend data and EPOS data in more detail to understand that as well. That's been it from me. 20 minutes. I hope that was all right and useful for everybody. Thanks very much. Bye.